Alrighty, today is Saturday, November 18th, 2023. Could you tell me your names, please?
My name is Sharena and Edison Payne.
And my name is Edison Payne.
Hi, guys. Do I have permission to record this interview?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. My first question for you guys, in your experience, how has Petworth changed over time?
Well, there's been a lot of new shops that have sprung up all over the area, really.
Yep, a lot of new shops. I think we've lived in Petworth since 2011, and it's been a lot of new neighbors, and so I feel like the population has gotten a lot younger. There's a lot more young families that are coming into the neighborhood. We did have, when we first moved in 2011, we had a great neighbor, Warren Sedgwick, and he'd lived here since 1951, and he bought the house that was right next to us after Korea. He came back from the Korean War, and he bought the house there, and he lived there ever since with his wife and his daughter. And yeah, we miss him a lot. He passed away, yeah, and it was oh gosh, I'm getting like, it was a little unfortunate because he was a great neighbor and friend, and he was in his 90s, he was 94, and he told us a lot about Petworth and how it was in the past, and how it had changed, and he was just a great person. Do you remember him? Mm-hmm. What do you remember?
I remember I would always see him out there, like getting into his car, and he was like...
Yeah. So he had since moved to southeast with his wife, but he still kept the house, and he called it his man cave house because it was his entire house, and he would come up every day to hang out at the house and hang out with us and take care of his daughter's dog. And he passed away during the pandemic, unfortunately. He had a stroke, and it was not at all how we thought we were going to get to say goodbye to him. Because we couldn't go to the funeral, and there was a funeral, but he passed away of a stroke while he was stuck in the hospital, and his wife was calling us all the time, and he got really depressed, and he didn't make it through. And I always just keep wondering, like, if it hadn't been the pandemic and we had been able to go see him, maybe we would have seen him, and maybe he would have pulled through, because we would talk to him on the phone, and he would just get so depressed because they weren't allowing anybody in, and they hadn't set up like video calls yet because the pandemic was still so new. He died in April of 2020, so it was very, very unfortunate. But yeah, so now we have new neighbors now, and I think that's nice. Yeah, they're really nice. But that's like been a big thing, is like there's been a lot of our elderly neighbors who have moved away. And Miss Green as well, she was there and was always asking about the kids. She was 94, she was a DC teacher for 50 years. and then she got really sick and moved away, and we were able to see her, it was before the pandemic. So I think for me, like living in the neighborhood that we're in Petworth, like seeing how like all the elderly people are passing on and going on, and then new people are coming in. It has been a real visceral experience for me, getting to know new people, but still remembering everyone who had been in Petworth since like the 40s or 50s. Yeah. So.
How has anything been lost, or has anything been lost as a result of these changes?
I think diversity is being lost. I mean, and we're sort of a part of that, but the diversity of the neighborhood has been lost. It's a lot of richer, whiter people moving in. We could not at all afford to live in the house that we're in now. We bought that house for $325,000, and now the house right next to us, Sarge's house,
was sold for about $1 million.
It sold for almost $1 million, and it's the same house. And our neighbors are lovely and wonderful, but it's like, I think it's starting to narrow that like social economic kind of diversity of Petworth is starting to go away. Yeah.
Has anything been gained as a result of these changes?
I think there's a lot of community still, like in Petworth. I really, really enjoy the community like today. Celebrate Petworth. We were sorry it didn't happen earlier, but we're very glad it's happening today. And yeah, what about you? What do you think?
Another thing that's really good is now that new people are coming in, there's also a lot of kids in the neighborhood now.
Mm-hmm.
So like recently my sister has been babysitting a lot. And so, yeah, that's really nice.
And Edison does his, he's starting to rake leaves and do things, yard work and stuff. So having that community and that closeness to neighbors and the kids out and being able to connect in that way has been really great.
Yeah.
What places in Petworth make you feel like you're a part of the community?
Well, what's really nice is there's a lot of parks and a lot of friends live in my neighborhood, so we always get to hang out. And like the amount of parks here, it's like really nice because we could just go somewhere, and like there's also a lot of sports fields, and we can just go somewhere and hang out, and that's really great.
Yeah, I like that too. And the library.
Yes.
We love the library. We go to the library a lot, picking out our books and things. And so the library makes me feel like a really big part of the Petworth community. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory from your time here in Petworth?
Well, I really loved all our neighbors. Recently, one just moved out to be with her daughter. But what I remember is like there was another thing is like a lot of shops are closing down, old shops, and new ones are coming. Like some of them were really great, but now there's new ones, and I want to go them sometime because I haven't seen them.
There's
before.
lots of cool places. Yeah.
In 5 years from now, what would you like to see happening?
I would like to see all of the empty apartment buildings that are around the Petworth Metro and around the area that are mostly empty become affordable so people can live in them. That's what I would like to see. Anything for you?
No.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and is there anything else you would like to say about the community that I didn't touch on?
I'd just like to say that it's a really nice place and there's a lot of great people. So,
Yeah, it's a great place to live. We enjoy it a lot.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well, thank you
thank
for taking
you.
the time to do this.
Oh, yeah. That was